Walt Disney World has a lot of upcoming projects that I'm really excited about. But one of the things I'm most looking forward to is the NBA experience right here in Disney Springs. But did you know that right here actually used to be Walt Disney World's 5th theme park? Well, kind of. It was an interactive indoor theme park, and it was located right here in the west side portion of what was downtown Disney. And so today I am going to be telling you guys the full history of this building, this 5th theme park, which was known as DisneyQuest.
The Magic Kingdom. This, of course, is the place that most clearly reflects the man Walt Disney.
Epcot Center, Walt Disney's greatest dream, is now a reality.
This is the Disney MGM Studios theme park at Walt Disney World in Florida.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner, and I am proud to join all the animals and characters in welcoming you to Disney's Animal Kingdom.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
In the late 1990s, things like video games and virtual reality were really starting to pick up steam. Every kid wanted to have the latest video game that was out, and they wanted to see the newest tech. The first PlayStation console was released in 1994, and the Game Boy brought the ability to take video games on the go. Disney saw that there was a big opportunity, and they wanted to develop something that could cater to this market. The Disney theme parks at this time were already growing very rapidly, and by 1996, Disney CEO Michael Eisner had already built the 3rd theme park in Walt Disney World, Disney MGM Studios, and the 4th theme park, Animal Kingdom, was well underway on construction. Eisner clearly knew he wanted to expand Walt Disney World as much as possible, and he thought it would be a good idea to build something for the video game and tech crowd. And he and his Disney Imagineers decided to build an indoor theme park that would mostly be virtual reality and video games. This new theme park will be placed in the newly constructed west side portion of downtown Disney. I've also done a video on the history of downtown Disney and everything that this place was before, Disney Springs, the Lake Buena Vista shopping village. So it's really interesting, and I suggest you guys go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. But when they were constructing and planning this new theme park, they knew that they didn't have a lot of space to work with. They were literally confined to pretty much just a large box, as that's where the theme park would go. But by using virtual reality, they were able to have a lot of different attractions in the space without having to have a huge footprint that is usually required for Disney attractions. This new theme park was going to be all about immersion by interaction. They would be able to take guests into certain stories by using virtual reality and by the usage of video games. All of the newest tech would be used here, and the original goal was that no attraction would go unchanged for more than 2 or 3 years. The new theme park would be called DisneyQuest, and it would be set to open in 1998. Disney realized that this could be something that they could really expand on outside of Walt Disney World. Because DisneyQuest was based around virtual reality and video games, it didn't need a lot of space to operate. And that was actually one of the goals that the Imagineers had when building this. And because of this, they decided that they were going to build multiple of these DisneyQuest locations around the country. And they even had some plans of going international with some of these locations. It was said that there was going to be around 30 of these around the world, with some going in Chicago, Philadelphia, at Disneyland, and even in Toronto. Since Disney wasn't actually able to bring theme parks to different places around the country, this was the next best thing. And on July 19th, 1998, DisneyQuest, this first location here at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, opened to the public. It was a 5-story, 100,000 square foot building that had different play zones, a food court, and of course a gift shop. The different play zones that you could explore were the Explore Zone, Score Zone, Create Zone, and the Replay Zone. And some of the virtual reality games that you could play were the Virtual Jungle Cruise, Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride, Cyberspace Mountain, and a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Along with virtual reality, there was also a bumper car Buzz Lightyear attraction, a Radio Disney attraction where you could sing and create your own CD, and the Animation Academy where you could become a Disney animator. And of course, there was old and new regular arcade games that you could play. Just a year after the Walt Disney World DisneyQuest opened, the Chicago DisneyQuest opened in downtown Chicago. But this is when things started to go a little bit south for the whole DisneyQuest vision. It turned out that people in Chicago were just not really that much into this whole DisneyQuest idea. The people here were just not very enthused about having to pay a high price to have long lines for video games. It's different for here over at Disney World, because when people come here, they know that they're going to be spending a lot of money and that they're going to be waiting in some pretty long lines. It didn't help that in Chicago, the tourists weren't going to DisneyQuest because they weren't going to Chicago to go to DisneyQuest. They were going to Chicago to spend their money on other things that Chicago has to offer. And that meant that it was up to the locals to keep DisneyQuest going, and the locals in Chicago weren't really that enthused about paying a full day's price admission to play video games. And even after lowering the price of admission to $26 per day, Disney still wasn't getting the attendance that they wanted. Now keep in mind that the Chicago DisneyQuest was the one that wasn't doing too well. The DisneyQuest here in Orlando, Walt Disney World, was doing fine. But with that being said, the Walt Disney Company knew that the Chicago DisneyQuest wasn't doing too well, and that meant that it probably wouldn't do too well in the other cities that they were planning for either. The Chicago DisneyQuest just didn't live up to Disney's expectations. And then Disney announced that that Chicago version of DisneyQuest would be closing in early September of 2001. And with this closing, Disney also canceled all other plans to build DisneyQuests around the world. It was clear that guests were coming to Disney World and Disneyland to have that Disney experience. They weren't going to go somewhere like Chicago or Philadelphia where the theme park felt kind of out of place to experience Disney, especially just right in the center of that city's downtown. But DisneyQuest continued to operate here at Walt Disney World for many years to come. But it never did see the whole replace and renew attractions every 2 to 3 years concept. Replacing the attractions that often would have been expensive, and since DisneyQuest wasn't very popular, it didn't generate a ton of money, so the Imagineers didn't see a reason to replace the attractions. And then in 2013, Disney announced that Downtown Disney would be converted into Disney Springs. Disney Springs would be more of a Florida-style town. This new whole revamp of Downtown Disney into Disney Springs would be totally changing the theme and the whole vibe of this place. And it was inevitable that DisneyQuest would be one of the things that would be getting replaced. The attractions and games were very out of date at this point, and DisneyQuest wasn't selling a lot of tickets. So with its final day of operation being July 2nd, 2017, the new space that is going to be replacing DisneyQuest is the NBA Experience, where guests can go into the world of being an NBA player, which is set to open in the summer of this year. So guys, that's it. That's the full history of DisneyQuest, as well as a little sneak peek of what's to come in the upcoming future. So did you guys ever get to experience DisneyQuest here at Walt Disney World? Or, I don't know, maybe you gotta see it in Chicago before it closed. But I know that I came to DisneyQuest over here in Walt Disney World a couple of times. I don't remember much, but I do remember doing the Radio Disney thing where you could like make your own CD, and the Drawing Academy, so as well as some of the video games. Not too many though. I was just a little kid when I came over here. Hey, but thank you guys very much for watching, and you guys know what to do. Just hit the like button, comment, share the video with your friends, subscribe if you're new. And I took a little break from videos. I was gone out of Orlando for like 2 weeks, but I'm back now, and I'm trying to put out like 4 videos per week, so be looking out for those. Probably a new history video every week. So with that being said, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. I'll see you guys on the next video.